season on Arizona at Atlanta. Them Dirty Birds. I think they're still technically alive.
Maybe.
Or maybe, I think.
Because everyone keeps losing, so they might be.
Buccaneers pulled another one out of their ass last week, and I think that might have done them in. But Arizona going down to Atlanta. Desmond Ridder versus Trace McSorley. Atlanta.
Colt McCoy might be back. It's up in the air.
Is that? I don't know. I don't know how that changes anything. I don't know. But Atlanta's minus 3.5, a total of 41. Yeah.
I've got a soft lean towards the Cardinals plus 3.5 just because this is a crooked number. And at plus 3.5, I'm going to lean that way.
Yeah, James Conner is good.
Yeah, but this is a game I want nothing to do with. I want no part of it. If I was going to bet anything in this game, it's probably the under. But Atlanta's defense is terrible, so even that scares me.
You know who's been on fire lately is Tyler Algier, the Tampa Bay, the Atlanta rookie running back. That's another player prop to look out for this weekend. He's kind of coming on really, really hot here lately. So take that, and let's take J.J. Watt over sacks this weekend. I'm sure it's going to be set either 1.5 or 0.5. Take the over. He'll either get 1 or 2, and some more J.J. charity. I wouldn't be surprised if J.J. Watt has a touchdown this game. If they're giving J.J. Watt anytime touchdown odds, give me. I don't care if it's plus 100,000. Give me anytime touchdown J.J. Watt in that game.
Okay.
If I can find it,
I'm taking it. I'll take that with you if I can find it.
All right. We'll move on. Oh, okay. So Carolina at Tampa Bay. I think whoever wins this game controls their own destiny. Tampa Bay is 3-point favorites, total of 39. And
I'm leaning Tampa in the under here, and I just don't want anything to do with it. I can't trust either of these teams on a week-to-week basis.
Carolina beat them earlier this season. Sam Darnold, Dick Hammer,
Dick Hammer's grandson.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not touching. Not touching the over. Oh, gross.
It is gross. It's appalling.
All right.
Most exciting divisional matchup of the year.
That was Carolina Tampa Bay. Well, every time I read another game, dude. Okay, we have Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns going to the Washington Football Skins. Washington's -2, total of 40.5. This is another one I'm not touching.
79% of the cash is on Washington here. 53% of the tickets are on Cleveland. So the Sharps are leaning towards Washington. I'm leaning towards Washington, but I'm not touching it because it's just another gross game that I want nothing to do with. This week is littered with these gross games, and it sucks, but it's not a reason to throw your money away.
If you want another player prop here, take Nick Chubb under rushing yards. He is not getting the ball. He's a little banged up. You could probably take the under and Kareem Hunt as well. Cleveland just completely forgot that they were running the ball for like 250 yards a game for the first 8 weeks of the season. And they're like, oh, we're paying this guy $650 billion to play football for us.
Make him do it.
Even though he has to go through all the neighborhoods in Cleveland and knock on the door and identify himself. But, yeah, like, I don't get it. So, yeah, I like the under on Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb rushing totals in that game. We'll move on. New Orleans at Philly. Maybe have Jalen Hurts. Maybe they don't. Total of 44 here. Yeah, I'm not touching the game. I mean, I don't know what to think of Philadelphia. I think it'd be hilarious if they lose. But I think they just have to win one of their last two, and they got the 1 seed. Yeah. So
I'm leaning towards New Orleans in this game plus the 7, but I want nothing to do with it. Jalen Hurts might be back. I don't think it really matters. I think Minshew's going to do fine against the Saints. But also, though, I feel like the Saints defense is sound, and their defensive coordinator is one of the best in the game. So that makes me kind of say, I'm going to avoid this game.
Their defensive coordinator?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. So neither one of us touching that. Moving on. My first bet of the weekend, we're going Denver, going to Kansas City. Kansas City is 13.5-point favorites at home, 45-point total. I don't care how big this line is. I'm taking the Chiefs. They haven't played great here lately, but they completely own the Broncos. The Broncos have completely quit. They fired like 5 coaches in the past 3 days. Chiefs don't really need a get-right game, but they need a game where they can go out there and just like kill the will of their opponent, just to like have a little bit of pep in their step, because they've been kind of skating by here these last couple of weeks. And even though they've been winning, I think this is as much as like, yeah, it might be a dead coach bounce, dead cat bounce, or whatever you call it. Whenever a new coach,
I like that dead coach bounce.
Yeah,
I like that.
I don't think that applies here. I think the Chiefs are just hungry to just roll over somebody. I think the Broncos have completely quit. I love the Chiefs here, minus 13.5. I love this big number.
See, Denver's a talented team for me, and like I'm staying away from this game, but because of that dead coach bounce, that's what worries me with Denver being a talented team that I don't think they'll win. I don't think they'll keep it a close game, but it could be 10, and that's enough for me to say I'm staying away. If I was going to touch it, I'd be betting the under. In this game, 68% of the cash is on the under right now. 51% of the tickets are on the over. So if I was going to bet it, it would be the under. What's the number? 45. But yeah, I'm just not betting it. I don't want to touch it.
Take every single Russell Wilson under, because he's terrible. Moving on, we have Miami going to New England up in the cold. Tua is in concussion protocol, may or may not play. New England is 2.5-point favorites. They've looked dog shit these last couple of weeks, but that defense is so nasty. Total of 42. What do you got here?
86% of the cash is on the Pats. 60% of the tickets are on Miami. I'm taking New England minus 2.5 here. I think if Tua plays, I don't think he's going to be right. I think the Miami defense has been predictable all year and something that you can scheme around to make sure you're scoring points. I like New England at home here. I think New England's gonna put up a nice game, nice enough to cover 2.5 points. I mean, you got the hook here, 2.5. They just need to win by a field goal. I like that. See, you got the weird number there, 2.5. That's enough for me to say I like it.
Yeah, when I first saw this, I forgot Tua was a concussion protocol. Yeah, at 2.5, Mac Jones has played really bad here recently, so I'm staying away from it. Yeah, I don't really love Miami's backup quarterback situation. So as of right now, I'd probably lean New England minus 2.5 with you. Moving on to my second bet. We have the Detroit Lions going at home versus the Chicago Bears, minus 6 with a total of 52. I had the Bears in this game. I had the Bears written down. I was like, plus 6.5 is a lot. Lions play close games. Bears can keep it close. X'd it out because we don't sleep on the Lions. Bounce back game. Bears want to lose. The players don't want to lose. The players want to win. But it's the Bears' destiny to lose. And destiny shall prevail. They're going to lose this week. Houston's going to win. They're going to get that number 1 overall pick and get like 17 picks out of it. And then all of a sudden, Justin Fields is going to be a monster next year with a stacked team around him because they lose this game to the Lions by 7 to 9 points.
Yeah, I mean,
so I'm taking Lions minus 6.5, and I'm taking the over 52 because Justin Fields is going to put up 25.
92% of the cash in this game is on the Bears. 55% of the tickets are on Detroit. But who cares? I mean, Justin Fields tore the Lions up the first time they played. But you know what? They had Tevin Jenkins. They had Darnell Mooney. They had Lucas Patrick. They had Riley Reif. They had Eddie Jackson. They had Robert Quinn. They had Roquan Smith. What's the trend here? None of those guys are there anymore. They're all either injured or traded. I don't think the Bears will cover the 5. I mean, I got Detroit at minus 5.5. It's at 6 now. I mean, I think the Bears will keep it a competitive game, but I think they're going to end up losing. they have good reason to lose right now. And when you're talking about a team losing, I mean, 6, they very well might lose by 6. They might lose by a touchdown. You know, like I think Detroit's a good bet here, and I'm on it with you.
So I also have the over 52 in this game. I like Justin Fields scoring potential here.
It is not too early to start putting in your Justin Fields for MVP tickets right now next year.
I had one this year.
Yeah, me too. But that was just you have to. I have to. You know, I can't not.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We're both taking lines there. I'm taking the over. We'll move on. Indianapolis. Oh my goodness. Indianapolis at New York Giants. Giants are 5.5-point favorites. Total is 39.5. All these totals 40, 41, 39, 40, 44, 45, 42, 52, 39, 43, 42, 44, 48. It's like even gambling doesn't like these lines.
There's not much to like. So in this game, man, I really wanted to take the Giants. I think Indy is just broken at this point, but I'm not going to do it. So I'm just a heavy lean. 91% of the cash here is on the over. 55% of the tickets are on the under, which is a rare sight. Usually the sharps are on the under. So something to consider. But, I mean, Nick Foles looks so bad, and if he's starting again, I can't imagine Nick Foles looking that bad 2 weeks in a row. But, yeah, I mean, he's the greatest football player on earth. But I'm just staying away. I'd probably consider the over, if anything, but I hate betting it over that low because it feels like I'm getting bamboozled.
Yeah, I'm not touching that one either. We'll move on to Jacksonville Jaguars in the driver's seat for your future on the AFC South.
Oh, yeah. I got a 6-1 future on Jacksonville to win that division. That's going to help my units at the end of the year, I hope. I need it.
H-Time. 4.5-point favorites at Houston. Total of 43.5. What do you have here?
84% of the cash is on Houston. 51% of the tickets are on the Jags. I don't care. I'm taking the Jags -4. I think they have hit a stride. They're playing good. I mean, Lawrence's stats weren't great last week, but he was playing in the pouring rain. He still looked good if you watch that game. He still looked real good. Give me the Jags -4. I think they're going to blow them out.
I think Houston's saving grace. So Houston had a stretch of Cowboys, who overlooked them, Chiefs, who overlooked them, Tennessee, who's just very, very bad right now. Now the Jags. Everybody's thinking about this Houston team of like, oh, look what they did against the Cowboys. Oh, look what they did against the Chiefs. Oh, they just beat the Texans. And not taking into account that the Jags are going against a team that have had their number for a long time. I think Houston always beats Jacksonville, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Like, Jacksonville can't beat Houston. They're going to come in just stone cold focused in this game. This is a game they need to win. This is a team that they don't like, that they don't win against very often. And the Jags are on a roll. And the Houston wants that first pick too, but I don't know. I mean, I love the Jags here -4.5. I mean,
if Houston told you one thing last week, it's that they're not tanking.
Yeah. But at the same time, this Jags team might be the first team in 4 weeks that's not going to overlook this Houston Texans team.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I don't want them to. That's why I'm on Jacksonville. You know, I think Jacksonville's just extremely more talented.
Yeah, I'm with you there. And
I just think Trevor Lawrence is going to ball the hell out this game. I mean, I'm putting 2 units on it. Screw it.
2 units. Let's go, boy.
2 units on Jacksonville to cover.
I might hop on that with you. I'll let you know. All right, moving on.
On my no bet list not that long ago, but that changes frequently.
We're back, boys. We got the New York Jets going to Seattle Seahawks. Seattle is +2. Is this correct? Seattle's 2-point underdogs at home versus the Jets?
Yep.
42.5. Okay. So whenever I wrote this down, I thought Seattle was going to New York, and I took Seattle +2. So I absolutely love this. Even I don't know, Well, now that I know they're at home, it's kind of smelling like a rat line. But
I'm taking Seattle money line plus 115. I mean, them at home against Streveler, I guess. I don't even know who's starting for the Jets, but the Jets are an absolute wreck right now. Give me Seattle money line.
That line doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
I'll take the money line with you. I had Seattle plus 2.5, but I'll take that money line with you at plus 115. I've talked about them the last 3 weeks about how this team might be the best team in football, definitely the best team in the NFC. San Francisco 49ers going to the Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas is 6-point underdogs at home, total of 44.5. I don't care. I'm taking the 49ers -6 on the road. It's not much of a I know Vegas kind of shows out for their team, but there's so many 49ers fans on the West Coast. This is going to be a home game for the 49ers. I can almost promise you. Raiders season's over. Derek Carr looked so bad last week. I guess it was cold, but I mean, we have a 49ers team that's the hottest team in the league, and they're not going to slow down. They want Brock Purdy to get every rep imaginable. So I mean, they're going to be unleashing everything. Christian McCaffrey is still getting comfortable in this offense. Whenever you look at their starting running back and their starting quarterback are still getting acquainted with the offense in week 17, I think they're going to put it on them here.
The Raiders' defense is not good. I don't know at outside of Max Crosby, that defense does not inspire confidence whatsoever.
Max Crosby might be the best player in the league.
He might be, but
and the defense is bad.
Yeah. So I'm with you on that. I'm on San Fran -6. I mean, I've leaned towards San Fran -7 the last 2 weeks and missed out on it. I'm just taking them this time.
Yeah,
they've covered 7 points in 13 games this year. They have been very good at covering that number.
Historically, I absolutely hate the 49ers. They're one of my most hated teams historically. And I look at this team, and it brings me so much sadness that I can't hate this team. I love this team. I love everything about this team. I love this defense.
Rockstar Purdy, man. I just want to see him do it.
And they play so fast. It seems like every time you watch the 49ers play, they're just bigger, stronger, and faster than everybody on the field. It's like when you watch Friday Night Lights, and it's like Odessa Permian playing against Dallas Carter, and everybody on Dallas Carter's team is 3 times the size. They're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger, and they just bully you. That is the San Francisco 49ers.
Yep.
I don't understand it. They're playing.
They're big, they're mean, they're tough, they're strong, they're fast. They got it all.
All right, we'll move on to Minnesota at Green Bay. Green Bay is 3-point favorites at home, total of 48.5. I'm taking Green Bay money line here for 2 units, solely for the fact that if I lose, I win, and if I win, I win.
68% of the cash here is on Minnesota. 56% of the tickets on Green Bay. There's something wrong here. Vegas knows something. Green Bay is going to win this game. I'm staying away from it because Minnesota is the biggest frauds in the league. And Green Bay is just a magical drug-induced high right now. I don't know, but
yeah,
everything in my brain says that Minnesota should win this game, even if they are frauds. And my brain has been wrong, especially about Green Bay lately. So I'm staying out of it.
Yeah, I'm taking Green Bay -190 on the money line for 2 units here.
Yeah.
Moving on, we have the Los Angeles Rams with Baker Mayfield going to the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers are -6.5 point favorites with a total of 41 here. I like the Rams here. I didn't bet it, but if I were to take a side here, I'd take the Rams.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm not betting it, but I'm leaning the Chargers just because I think this is a big spot for them, playoff implications. They're still right in it for the playoffs, and I think they've been playing a lot better lately ever since Keenan Allen came back. That offense has started rolling again, and Rams still have serious issues along their offensive line, and the Chargers have a pretty talented pass rush. So I don't know, like if they can run the ball a bunch against the Chargers, maybe they'll stay in it. But to me, I think there's too much of a talent deficit here between these two teams. So I'm leaning towards the Chargers. And as far as the total goes, man, I'm staying away. 41's a weird number. I'd lean the over on the total over 41. Yeah, betting on the Chargers is a losing bet a lot of the times.
And at the end of the day, the Chargers are going to Charger. So I think the Chargers could win this game, but I'm leaning. I don't have it bet, but I'm leaning Rams plus 6.5. And then we'll go to Pittsburgh versus Baltimore. Baltimore at home, 3-point favorites. These two teams don't like each other. You have to say that when you mention these two teams. You had the Franco Harris game last week. Pittsburgh pulled it off. Kenneth Pickett. But what do you got in this game?
I'm not touching it. We gonna see. Maybe we see Lamar Jackson. I don't know. Is he ever gonna play again? It's very up in the air. If we do, he's playing for a trade or free agency or whatever it is, or a contract. One of those three. Ultimately, this game's going to be ugly. It's going to be gross. It's going to be an AFC North bloodbath. It's going to end something like 16-14. I'm staying away because those numbers are just a little too tight for my liking on a 3-point spread. I'm leaning Baltimore -3, but I'm also leaning Pittsburgh +3, and I can't trust Kenny Pickett for my life. I don't know if Lamar Jackson's going to be playing, but Baltimore's defense has been eating. I'm so conflicted on this game, which just says to me, nope, stop looking at it. I'm done. I'm out.
No, yeah, I'm the same way. I don't know what to think about that game, but we can move on to the biggest game of the weekend, Monday Night Football. Buffalo going to Cincinnati. I think this game is for the 1 seed, and Cincinnati is at home. 1.5-point dogs, total of 49.5 here. So what do you have for the biggest game of the weekend?
I am leaning heavily towards Cincy money line right now, but I'm still undecided on whether that's my final answer. Yeah. I mean, 90% of the cash is on Buffalo to cover right now, -1.5. 56% of tickets on Cincy. I want to see where these numbers go. I want to see if Cincy money line can jump up to plus money, because right now it's like -105 or something. But really, I mean, Buffalo was not convincing against the Bears last week. I am not sure they can stop the
really
run.
Been that convincing here lately.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Buffalo can stop the run, especially once you start throwing some outside zone, fullback lead, outside zone stuff. They're one of the worst in the NFL against it, and the NFL knows it. So the book is out there on how to move the football against them. And I just think Cincy's one of the best built teams in the NFL. And telling me they're a dog at home, I mean, I'm just putting it in my car. Cincy money line. I'm just going to say it right now.
Cincy didn't look great last week in the second half against the Patriots, but Patriots defense is nasty. But one thing about Buffalo, I haven't watched them closely, but like Stephon Diggs just isn't getting the ball, and I don't know if that's a scheme thing or what. But I know he only had 2 catches last week against the Bears, and yeah, you won the game by double digits, but the game is closer than double digits if you actually watch the game. And it's like when you're in a close game like that, like why are you not throwing your best receiver the football? Like, I can't imagine, like, I haven't looked at the film. Like, the Bears may have been double teaming him or whatever, but it's like, if you can't find a way to get your best player on the field the ball, then you might have an issue.
He wasn't getting the looks, it wasn't getting the targets, and it wasn't manufactured up for him. I don't know why. They were having a lot of success on the ground late in the game, and they kind of stopped throwing, which, adds to it. But really, Buffalo can be so inconsistent sometimes, and Cincy is such a complete team. Like, they are top to bottom talented. Yeah, and I don't think they go through the same lulls that Buffalo does at times.
I think I'm going to make another bet of Cincinnati versus the 49ers in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I'm leaning right now since he and it sucks because I don't think I had a future on either of those teams. But I mean, that's where I'm leaning right now.